Hello, everyone, and welcome to the weekly ContribEx meeting. Today is October 28th. I'm your host, Bob Killen, Mr. Bobby Tables, one of the chairs of SIG ContribEx. Uh, as a reminder to everyone, these meetings are recorded and posted to the internet. We abide by the CNCF Code of Conduct, which essentially boils down to please be excellent to each other. And with that, we can kick right off into our recurring business. Actually, I don't see anyone new on the line, so I think we can go right into our recurring business. And events, there isn't really any updates here for office hours or the community meeting. The community meeting is, of course, on hold now to 2021 for the contributor summit. If anyone is interested, we now have a tracking issue where people are volunteering on that thread. The sort of big question right now is when do we actually want to host it? My personal thought was to host one since the focus of it is going to be social and not really work related. uh I was thinking of actually doing it after the 120 release, because that should be, end of the year, the major deliverables are done, and people can relax and chill. Does anyone have any thoughts on that?
+1 for me.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, I really agree with that. That's super good.
Okay, cool. If you don't mind following up and just like plus oneing that on the thread, just so we have some other, uh, I don't want to say accountability, but just other like support of it outside of the, the call. The other thing is that we are still looking for potential ideas and volunteers. I think we are still probably going to be leaning towards it being actually like on Discord and offer a whole bunch of different sort of like games and other social things we can do. But we will see how that comes together. Expect a meeting invite and email to KDev relatively soon. Any questions or comments on the Contributor Summit? Okay. That takes us to the steering election. I think the only big thing is the retro next Monday. Josh, is there anything else?
Nope. No, we're done.
Good. Is there any other comments or anything else that people want to discuss on events? Okay, we'll kick it off into mentoring. I don't see Paris on the line, so I think we'll just skip the meet our contributors. Um, and Ihor is also out. I don't know if folks saw, but he unfortunately got COVID and will probably be out for a bit.
Well, yeah, all I can report. So we're skipping this term on GSOC. Well, GSOC hasn't started yet. We're skipping this term on Outreachy. If people are thinking of projects, we should be aware that we have one credit with Outreachy that expires after the spring term. So if we don't use it for the spring term, then it just expires and we need to raise more money. And we're doing one project for Community Bridge right now. We have money in Community Bridge to actually do 2 or 3 other projects, something we should also talk about in the spring, if we can get SIGs who are interested in mentees.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Josh. I think I captured those notes in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Next, do we have any updates on the new contributor workshop? I wasn't able to make the last meeting.
The updates for new contributor workshop was so the videos are currently in the progress of being recorded and stuff like that. The video recording guides like pretty much almost like it's going to be there in GitHub really soon. We were it's kind of at the moment a bit difficult with recording videos because there's a lot of stuff around KubeCon being extra demanding, saying, oh yeah, we want the videos now thing. So yeah, I think that's all from my side. Is there anything that I've missed out, Josh? Or that's good. That's pretty much everything from our side. Yeah. Thanks.
Cool. The next general thing is like we went back to one sort of mentoring session for a while, and that was essentially taking over the old Contributor Summit session. And that has now sort of become the, APAC friendly mentoring in general. And then we were looking to schedule a NAEU friendly one. And I think we now have that, the date and time selected. Marky, do you remember what it was?
I believe we said Monday, and I think if I recall correctly, because time zones and calendars are different, we said 12 p.m. Pacific time. I may have botched that. I thought that's kind of what it was.
Yeah, it was like something like that. Hang on, let me open that thread up.
I'm doing the same thing.
Cool.
So we said bi-weekly, and I know we were trying not to bump up against the steering committee. Yeah, I think it was 11 to 12 p.m. or sorry, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. PST.
Okay, cool.
On Monday, yeah.
So
Yeah, that was option number 2. Sorry.
Cool. It's all good. Do you want to send something onto the list and get a PR into the actually I need to generate a new Zoom meeting for it. So I will do that and get that to you. And then do you want to follow up with a PR into SIG.YAML to update the meetings?
You got it. Also the calendar. We just need to get it on the community calendar.
Yep.
Cool. Once you get that to me, I'll open the PR.
Cool. The other sort of big thing is that there is a open PR out, adding, bumping Marky to an approver in the mentoring directory. And I think that we will probably be following that soon with adding a few more reviewers, like getting more people actively involved in mentoring. Honestly, this is just sort of rectifying the people that have been active in it, just not actually in the owners file of the actual directory.
Yeah, like Josh and Allison, and there's a few more that should definitely be in there.
Yes. With that, is there any other updates for mentoring? Okay, that will take us over to community management. I don't have anything for the need to know yet. Does anyone else have any suggestions for it? Okay. And then do we have anyone that could potentially give an APAC update? Okay. Dev stats, I don't think Lori's on the line. And then I do remember seeing that there was a small update in Slack from Jenny. Okay, that wasn't dev stat specific. We can hit that one later. And that takes us now to marketing.
Ahoy hoy. Yeah, the big thing we took last week off, mostly focus on, we got a KubeCon or KubeCon maintainer talk in that will really outline a lot more of what we've been up to and some of the successes. So the leads, Kazlin, myself, and Rajula have been focused on that. only other thing that's floating around is an approval for sub-project that got a ton of +1s on the mailing list. Thanks all. We'll need to move forward on that, but KubeCon comes first for the time being.
Cool. The update to actual sub project isn't too hard. It's essentially just a update to sigs.yaml,
Oh, awesome.
and then that becomes an official sub project.
Easy. More YAML in my life. I like it.
It is Kubernetes and like YAMLs everywhere. Okay. Any questions or comments for marketing? Okay. Contributor documentation. I don't have any updates for the guide or the contributor guide. I'm sorry. On the developer guide, the one little comment about this really quick is that we are actually getting a lot of people going with the audit, which is honestly surprising and good. That will stem for more work later on. And with that, I'll kick it over to y'all.
I haven't gone through all the comments on the audit yet, but yeah, it's like it looks like 6 out of the 11 issues have had some kind of activity on them, which is pretty astounding. But Rian started some work on the SIG testing stuff in the developer guide, and I feel like I haven't had enough tea this morning to totally talk about what we're doing, but he basically is working on updating the end-to-end testing guide. I had gone through and sort of updated the end-to-end testing guide to reflect KubeTest 2, but apparently KubeTest 2 isn't ready enough yet to be included in like the official end-to-end testing guide. So, so the one that was already there also needs to have some stuff done. So Rian started working on it, and I'm going to be helping him with that. I don't know if he has anything to say about that particular thing, but now is you totally should.
Yeah, there was some comments from Aaron. It's actually the original issue for update comes from, I think, 2018. Oh, and Aaron recently made some comments about things to add. So I looked around for information around specifically his comments, and I added things about Brow, etc. So I fed Eric with that, and then I'll help him where he needs gaps for writing. I'm not the writing master, but I can delve up the information.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm going to need to probably find some more SIG testing people to talk to learn more about that stuff, because I've looked at it, but I can't say that I totally grok it yet.
Okay. Have you talked to Jorge Other George?
There's another one?
Yeah, I know. He's sort of heading the CI Signal subproject and SIG release, and also knows a fair amount of that stuff.
Okay, so you said SIG release?
So yeah, so that's under SIG release.
Okay.
But this specifically, like, it bleeds a lot over into testing. But he might be another good resource. I can pass you his like Slack and GitHub handle after the meeting.
Okay, I'll ping you on Slack to get that info.
Okay.
All right.
One other, yeah, there we go. Marky put it in there. The other thing, if you don't mind, if you have some of the issues, the testing issues that do cover what is missing and what should be added, if you can post those in the developer guide audit thread, just so we have like a, it can go to there, and then even if it's just following like links out to what's missing.
Right, that's a good idea. Okay, I'll get that particular thread to Rian so he can put his stuff on there. I will do that right now. Okay, thank you. That's a good point.
Awesome. I'm also just trying to like make sure that we can collect like the various things that we already know are missing or need to be updated into one place.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll make sure that the information is all consolidated so we don't lose track of stuff.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. Any other questions or comments regarding the developer guide? Okay.
Actually taking the end-to-end testing as part of the local Walton test as part of the new contributor workshop. And once we're done with that, that video resource would probably be, because I'm honestly not a technical expert, but I'm part of the team on project management. So that should be, once we got all those videos out, I think it would be a good resource to document as well as part of that.
Definitely. And once we get all this stuff actually posted on the contributor site, being able to like cross-link everything will be super awesome. Let's see. And that, okay, any other comments on the developer guide before we move on a little bit? Okay. For the contributor site, not too many updates there. One sort of like big thing that did change is we switched over from the built-in GitHub or the built-in like JavaScript search to Google search. That was actually, I believe, that was Adam's first PR.
Yeah, it was. Did I get approved? I think I saw it get approved.
Yep, it all got merged in yesterday. I did have one little follow-up little thing to fix another like separate little bug, but it like wasn't in the reference documentation or anything like that. But everything's
Okay,
good.
so I do need to go back and fix something?
Oh no, it's been taken care of. Everything's good.
Cool.
But yeah, it's now switched on the Google search, and that should boost the SEO and various like fun discoverability stuff that comes with running a website.
Sweet. Thank you.
Yep. Thanks again for getting that in. Any other things on contributor docs before I move on to GitHub management? Okay. So the big thing, like really the only thing in here right now, is we've been participating in the GitHub recognition beta. This essentially allows you to do like / shout out to someone in GitHub, only in specific repos for now. And it will then like, pop up in the GitHub timeline. If you click on the test issue in the notes, I can link it in chat. You can sort of see how it appears in the timeline. And for now, it just appears on like the user's hover card and in the timeline on that specific issue. The long-term goal is to bubble some of those stats up at the repo and org level, as well as actually appearing on people's profile. When it gets to the profile stage, you'll be able to approve it. GitHub is very aware of the potential like trolling and moderation type capabilities that are needed in this sort of thing. But if you want to try it out, please go ahead and use that test issue for now. We will probably roll it out to, send the announcement out for general usage next week. And I need to find the notes again. Okay. Any questions about that or other GitHub management type things? Okay. One small Slack info update is we have this issue. I don't remember the deadline for it. I think it's actually in the issue itself. No, it's not. But we are using an old Slack API and we need to update it to use a new one. And as that is like essentially part of all our moderation tooling that needs to happen sooner rather than later. It should be a fairly easy thing, especially if anyone's actually like familiar with the Slack API. Does anyone have any questions or comments about that? Okay, and that takes us to the open mic discussion session or section. Is there anything that people want to discuss?
I'm curious how one password discussion going on. I read something on Slack and I don't know where to follow it.
Is that the for Jenny's
Password
update?
management.
Oh yeah, password management. That's one. Thank you. So at this point, we get the +1s essentially for the using one password. Need to sync with steering. At this point, steering SC1, 2, and 3, which are named accounts, will own the one sort of password accounts. This is like mostly just for a break glass scenario where they might have to get in and do something. Otherwise, it will essentially be delegated to ContribEx to manage it. And just need to get those like confirmed with steering and get that stuff out, cut the PR to add the Kubernetes project to there. And then any questions about that? Okay. Sorry. I just also realized now, sort of skipped over. Sergey, your thing. Were you referencing Jenny's update in Slack?
No, I was reading that one password was planned to use, and I was wondering how it will be working. So I'm very curious.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you for update.
Yeah. No, we'll get that out soon. Sorry about that. Got signals mixed up a tad. Something that's not in here, but an update from Jenny. There's no update on the SIG weekly progress reporting template.
Yeah, so we finished the document, and yeah, big shout out to everybody contributed. Right now, I actually used it very well when I was sick for a week, and then I returned back and looked at the weekly stats, and like it really helpful. Like you can review what happened, and you kind of like don't have this FOMO of being out for a while. I think we need to have many improvements to the SIG weekly thingy, but we may need to start with some feedback from other people, like how other people using it. So I'm looking for active contributors who want to be, who want to know the status of a week, and if you can use this list of PRs completed and active, and suggest other ideas what you want to track, it will be really nice.
And what might be a good follow-up, excuse me, is we actually bring it up in the chairs and TL's Slack / like monthly meeting, because that's going to be okay. That's where we'll probably be able to get the most feedback on people that are sort of running these things. I will say that attendance has been fairly light, but like, COVID and people have been busy.
When is this meeting?
Oh, it's technically not on any of the calendars. I can get you invite though. Essentially, it just goes to the leads. It's not public, but yeah, I can get you information on that.
Thank you.
Was there any other questions, comments, or things that people want to discuss? Okay, I think that's that, and we did it in like 30 minutes.
Thanks, Bob.
Take the W, Bob.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Have a great day and evening, everybody.
Yep.
Thanks,
Bye all.
everyone.
Later.
Thanks
Yeah.
for
Bye. It was
Take
good
care,
seeing you
all.
all. Bye.